Greetings, 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 everyone, and welcome to Create Yourself Imagery, Intimacy, Innovation, a place where people from all walks of life and various backgrounds come to share their transformative personal and professional stories of restoration, confidence, clarity, and empowerment. They're here to share their helpful tools, resources, and affirming guidance. I'm Joyce Kiles, your global speaker, author, trainer, and coach. And if you're ready to transition, transform, and thrive, this is indeed the podcast for you. Today's guest, I am super excited about. Each and every week I'm always sharing my excitement and enthusiasm about our guests. But every now and then I have someone on the show that really speaks to me personally and professionally in a way that just makes my heart smile. And so I am so very excited to be able to share with you who our guest is this week. She is going to tell you a bit about herself and her journey and all the things. But I can say that I have known her for most of my life, that she is my big cousin, my friend, my sister. She has been my confidant. She has looked out for me as I was growing up and just some of my challenges. And so I am so happy that I am able to share this space with her in my celebratory space and just doing what it is that I love doing, and her being able to see me grow into this new life of transitioning, transforming, and thriving. And so I am just elated about her journey and seeing how she has grown and transitioned into some new and exciting things as well. So, without further ado, let me introduce to some and present to others none other than my big cousin, my sister friend, fellow colleague in this space of entrepreneurship, none other than Mrs. Linda Cook, owner of Gramcee's Creations LLC. So, welcome, Linda.
Well, thank you so much, Joyce. Wow, what an introduction. It is so good to be here with you today and sharing with you a little bit about me. As you know, I was a registered nurse for over 30 years. And in 2021, on the first day of 2021, as a matter of fact, I retired as a nurse and just started just doing things and sharing things with people. And I was making some bath products for myself, actually, and decided that I would do some gifting. A couple of birthdays came around, and everybody that I gave a gift to with my handcrafted products were like, you need to sell this. First of all, so that I can purchase it, because I can't just keep asking you to give me some. And two, so that other people can benefit from it. And so I decided I would give it a try and see how it would go. And the first thing I did was a craft fair, and it went very well. And surprising to me, because I just didn't think with other people in that arena, in that craft fair that I was in, that were selling similar products, that I would do so well my first time out. So it's like, oh, well, let me try some online sales. So this is where my entrepreneurship got started. So it's just amazing that, I can take some natural products that's good for that biggest organ in your body, your skin, and create some things to help you have healthy skin, which also helps you to have a healthy life, healthy lifestyle, and a healthy body. So that's how I kind of got started with Gramsci's creations.
So there are so many things that you shared just right in that snippet that I can pull from to talk about. And it, I'll start with the transition, of being a nurse and that journey for you. And I know that that was a rewarding, fulfilling journey for you. But
Yes,
I
yes.
want you to talk about the joy, though, that you have received by this new venture in creating these products.
So the joy, I would say, mostly is, first of all, putting my hands on things and creating, filling the oils, filling the butters, those things, just the natural things that God has given us, and making something out of it. And then
Mhm.
sharing it and how it can just soothe the skin, soothe the soul, that type of thing. So just creating it's calming, then the product is calming. And so those things I think are important, just in life itself. And
Mhm.
nursing, yes, it was a very joyful job. It's hard to say it's joyful because you're dealing with people and illnesses, but to know that you're helping somebody to get better, or even to help somebody transition, those types of things, it's rewarding. And now to have this actual soothing product that I'm creating and seeing it in a different light of helping someone, it's still, I feel like the culmination of that nursing world, that relieve of stress, relieving of stress by creating, crafting, then the relieving of stress by seeing it help somebody just relax, take a nice hot relaxing bath with aromatherapy, help them get a good night's sleep. So kind of all those things kind of come together and culminate in that great realm of life, is what I'd like to say.
I received that. I received that. Um, I appreciate the fact that you are able to share how, your journey in your previous profession has carried over into what you're doing now in your own business. And I think that that's really important. I think sometimes people think that they have to abandon what they may have done in their former lives, that
Mm-hmm.
there are elements of it that they can't bring in to what they are doing now. And I absolutely believe that the things that are part of our past, they help to shape the foundation of our next in our next journey. So when you share that, you're just elevating into your own with creating the products that you create. So that's a good lead in for me to ask you to tell us about your products. What do you have to sell?
So I started out with just doing bath salts, with essential oils and moisturizing bath salts. That was how I started. Then I tried some bath bombs because people were requesting those. And then the whipped body butter. Somebody's like, well, we need to moisturize our skin after we take those long baths. And it's like, true, let's do some moisturizing things. So
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
did the body butters. And then next it was, do you have a cuticle cream? It's like, let me see what would make a good cuticle cream. So just making sure that the products I'm using is good for everybody's skin. So then it was cuticle cream. There's something for the face. So it's really, people would ask me for things, and then I would do some research and find things that would be good for all of our skin types, especially us African Americans, but it also works for every skin type, sensitive skin, because I use natural products. So I have the bath bombs, bath salts, shower melts, or shower steamers, as some would call them, the whipped body butters. Now I do a moisturizing body oil because somebody asked about that. And then I mentioned the facial moisturizer, creamer, facial scrub, sugar scrubs to exfoliate your skin all over. Um, Soaps, exfoliating soaps, just different products to just help take care of that beautiful skin you're in, helping people to love that skin and take care of that skin and take care of themselves, because self-care is just really important, especially with all the stressors in this world. We take time out to take care of ourselves.
Yes, ma'am, very much so. And I'm glad that you are heeding the call and actually listening to people when they say to you, you know, hey, this is great, but I wonder, do you have this? Or I
Right.
really like that, but can you add this to it? So,
Yes, and with that, my husband said, "You got too many products." It's like, no, this is what people want, and so one person may ask about it, but a dozen people will use it. So it's
that's right.
good.
I think so. I think so. And that's the beauty of what it is that you're doing and the ways that you're doing it. You spoke earlier about what it's like to just create what God has already naturally given us to do and how that makes you feel. And I think that is so important to tap into it. So if you have people who are asking you for X, Y, and Z, then that says two things. One, that says that you have a great product, which I know firsthand you do it, and I'm just going to emphasize that cuticle cream because yeah, that I'm glad whoever asked you to create that because I'm getting some more, and I realized that's where I'd gotten from. So like, I got this cuticle cream and it's gone, and yeah, so I need some more. So yeah, I'm just putting that out there. But
Okay.
I digress. So I am so glad though that you are heeding the call and listening to people because it says number one that you have a product that is a good product that's naturally made,
Hmm.
so it's not all these parabens and things in it that's harmful to our skin. So that's important. But that
Yes.
people trust you
Hmm.
enough to say, okay, not only do you provide this for me, but can you provide something else? So I think that says a lot about who you are and the products that you sell, and the fact that you put them together, which I know is with love and with care. And
Yeah.
that's because I know you. So I know that as you are working on these products, that you are doing it from a place of love, a place of faith and care about the human body.
Yes. Definitely.
So I want to shift gears just a little bit and go back to what you shared earlier about how you started. And you
Hmm.
said that you did a craft fair. So for people who may be in a space of, you know what, I really want to do this and whatever the it is for them. But in this case, we'll talk about it from, having an actual product. Your craft fair, what made you decide, okay, I'm going to go this route, I'm going to try this craft fair? Because there are people that I talk to all the time, they're just afraid to start.
Right.
So,
Right.
what was your process in deciding, okay, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to start here?
Well, I have been to several craft fairs, mostly around the holiday time frame, and it's a venue of different types of it. You say crafts, but you may have some other entrepreneurs that are reselling items, or they're in a like say Mary Kay or something like that, they may have a booth. And
Mhm.
so just walking around the craft fair and seeing, and then it's just a whole different combination of people who attend these. And it's like, I think that might be a way just to see how my product will go over. Didn't want to go too big first because I just had my friends who I gifted tell me that I should sell, but I want to test some people who don't know me and just see
Mhm.
how those
Mhm.
things will go, and just stepping out on faith and just giving it a shot and see how it goes. And so um looking around to see how much it costs to do a craft fair. Oh, that's a low start cost. You can get a booth that at that particular time, I think it was $75 for my booth, but it was all day on a Saturday around the holiday time frame. And so just being able to know that you want to start something, but you don't want to invest too much because you're not 100% sure. But given that a small startup, give it a shot, see how it goes, and then see, like I said, with that, it was a success. And so with that, it's like, oh, maybe I can try online. Let me invest a little bit more in myself. So some of those profits I put into moving forward with doing an online platform to go sell out to outside of my neighborhood, outside of my small community, and then outside of my city. So just doing the website and then putting it out there, and just stepping out on faith, trusting that God will lead and guide your dream, is something that I think is important for those who are thinking about starting something that they're passionate about. Don't be afraid to step out there. Yes, you have to invest in yourself. And yes, you may lose a little bit, but you also may gain a little bit. So it was a slow start online, but it's growing. And so you just have to trust, keep the faith, and just keep going. Don't give up after a few setbacks.
Wow. Yes, I love that. And the fact that you gave practical application, because I think sometimes that when we're looking at people online, specifically online, there's all this noise, right? That
Hmm.
I made $985,000 in 2 days, and you
Yes.
can too,
Not realistic.
Right, right. So I love the fact that you shared that your journey included the fact that, first of all, you went to a few, you
Hmm.
surveyed the land, you looked at, what other people are doing,
Hmm.
and checked the price points, but also that you stepped out on faith. And
Hmm.
sometimes I think we allow the imposter syndrome to step in.
Hmm.
One thing that you said very early on in our interview was that you were surprised at how well you had done with this being your first time out and
Hmm.
giving everyone around you. And that, they've been doing this, and here you are, this is brand new for you, and it had
Hmm.
done well. I think that that speaks to your faith. It
Hmm.
speaks to you answering the call. It speaks to you doing some recon, as they say,
Yeah.
beforehand, and actually, checking when the peak times are. And the
Hmm.
other piece that I get from it is that it doesn't matter how many people are doing what it is that you're doing in your industry.
Hmm.
No one can do it like you. No one does it like me.
Right.
what
Right.
what has been poured and ministered to us, it
Hmm.
doesn't matter what the rest of the world is doing, because you can't take what has been given to me and purpose to me, and same for you. What has been given to you in your business, that's why it's growing, that's why it's blossoming, that's why people keep saying, but can you make this and can you make that? So we we're not concerned about your husband.
Right. Right. And with you saying that too, that just reminded me price point. One thing that some people have told me I don't charge enough, and that my sales may not be as good because I don't charge more. People tend to want to pay more for things because they think that means quality. Well, my things are great quality, but I want everybody to be able to afford it. I'm not trying to get rich off of people when this is something that I feel people really need for their skin. And I want everybody to be able to achieve that with a quality product. And so, therefore, my price point, I feel, is reasonable. And yes, some may be able to pay more and spend more and realize the product is not as good and they come back. I've been
Hmm.
told that. And so I just want it to be something that everybody can afford.
And I think that is a true blessing,
Mm-hmm.
because we all, no matter what walk of life we're coming from, I think it's a human right for us to all be able to maximize on all the quality that we can.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes our financial situation may be of such that we can't necessarily always do that, but it doesn't mean that we aren't deserving of
Correct.
having quality, just because our account may look a certain way,
Right. Mhm.
and
Yes.
yeah, how many times, and you just said it, but how many times is it that you will go and buy something because of its cost, and because it looks pretty, or because
Yes.
someone so said that this is the thing to get? And I'm gonna
Hmm.
go even a step further with you having been in the medical field for as long as you have. You know how many times I have gone to a pharmacy for something, and the pharmacist will tell me, well, if you just
Hmm.
look at the back of the box, this
Hmm.
generic brand has the same ingredients that this
Exactly.
name brand does,
Hmm.
and it's going to
Exactly.
give the same effect.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they are absolutely right.
Yes. I I use generic. Okay.
And
Yes,
it's
that is so
nothing,
true.
nothing wrong with some of the higher
Yes.
end of things, there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that at all. But
Right.
I do challenge people, look at the
Hmm.
quality of what you're getting,
Yes.
and consider it a blessing that you're getting
Hmm.
quality at a reasonable price.
Yes, that is so true, so true. And it's just important to me that people can afford what I'm making because God gave me this gift to share with others and not to be greedy. And so
Mhm.
that's something that I try to keep at the forefront of what I do, so that everybody can afford the beautiful skin that God gave us.
Agreed, agreed. And I know that to be true because, again, I do know you. So I know the stock of which you have been built. Um, I do want to, before we kind of wind down this podcast, I want to ask you about your name. Where did the name of the business come from?
Okay, so Gramcee's Creations. I gifted
Mm-hmm,
a friend shortly after my first granddaughter was born, who calls me Gramcee. I chose the name Gramcee for her before she actually got here, but Gramcee meaning grandma and C for cook, Gramcee. And so
mm-hmm.
it's easy for her to say, easy for them to say. Now I have three granddaughters. And so, but I gifted this friend a gift and she sent me a thank you note. And she said, "Thank you for my Gramcee's creations." I said, wow, hadn't even thought about
Wow.
hadn't even really thought about a business yet at that point. But Gramsci's creations are like, I like that. That's God sent that to me. So that's
Mm-hmm,
where Gramsci's creation came from. So friends saying thank you for my Gramsci's creations. So
mm-hmm.
yes,
I
yes,
love that. I
yes.
love that. And I want to make sure that we highlighted that in this conversation before we closed out.
I appreciate that.
So,
Yes,
as we close out our time together, I do have a couple of questions for you.
yes, ma'am.
One, um, do you have any specials, promotions, anything that's coming up that you're planning for the holidays?
Okay, so right now, I'm one of the sponsors for the Blytheville Chickasaws. You know, where we graduated from high school. Well, I graduated a long time ago, like 1985. But right now,
I
I'm
wasn't
doing
that far behind you because
right now I'm doing a promotion with them, giving away to the home games 2 free tickets with reserved seats. And the only thing that you have to do is make a purchase online at gramseascreations.com. So that's going on for the football season. And I'll probably do something similar for the basketball season.
okay.
And for the Christmas holiday, Black Friday, I'll be having a booth at the Black Business Holiday Marketplace, which is here in Denver, Colorado, sponsored by the Alpha Kappa Alpha Incorporated sorority, the Mu Omega Omega chapter. So that's what I'll be doing on Black Friday. And if anything else good pops up as far as any craft fairs or markets that I feel would immerse me into the community, then I will, do something similar to that. But nothing major right now. Probably will definitely have some holiday sales. You can look for info on, I'm on Facebook and Instagram at gramseascreations.com and my online store, which is gramseascreations.com.
And as all of our listeners know, I always share the information above or beneath wherever the podcast is being hosted, which is pretty much everywhere. So all of your contact information will be included. So I'm going to ask all of you, as I do each and every week, to make sure that you connect with Linda and find her on the different social platforms, check out her website, check out the specials. Go ahead and purchase those tickets so that you can support our alma mater, our high school alma mater. Yeah, that's why I said I'm not that far behind you, so we
Yeah,
won't claim it as being too old now.
it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Yes.
Yes, that's a good way to frame it. Yeah, that we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
call it a blessing. Amen.
Yes.
And with that, I think my last question to you will be, and you've already touched on this some already. So if you have some other things that you want to add to, then of course feel free to do so. But I would like for you to share any main points or encouraging words that you may have for the audience to take away from our Create Yourself conversation that may, inspire, encourage someone to get started or keep going, or just any other tools or resources that have been helpful to you on your journey.
First of all, I would just like to encourage people to take care of themselves. Self-care is so important, and us women, we're always busy taking care of others. So take some time, take care of yourself. Take a long, relaxing bath before bed to help you sleep so that you can be energized the next day. Um, Take care of your skin. You can use Gramcee's creations to do that. But also, I just want to let anyone know that if you're thinking of doing any type of business, um, furthering your education, whatever it is that may be on your heart, to go for it. Don't hold back. Trust in God to lead you through that, to that dream and through that dream. Don't let someone talk you out of it. Go for it. It doesn't matter how old you are, to start a second career, to start entrepreneurship, uh, getting a degree, getting a higher degree, whatever it may be. Don't hold back. Take care of yourself and go for whatever it is that on your heart to do. Don't be afraid to step out on that dream and trust God to just take you through it.
Amazing. That is a wonderful way for us to end our podcast time together today. Um, I know firsthand that that's something that I have definitely practiced, and I have seen the results of that. So please, I want to encourage all of you that are listening today, please heed Linda's words and know that, myself and so many others are an example of what that looks like when you trust God, trust yourself, and go forward no matter what. Because what I know for certain is that folks are going to talk and say
Yes.
things anyway.
Yes.
So let them talk and see that you are moving forward and operating in your calling and your purpose. And some of them will actually be proud of you for doing so.
Yes. Give them something to talk about.
Oh, yes, yes, I love it. I love there's a song with that too. Oh, Bonnie Raitt, I think is who sings that. But yes, let's give them something to talk about. So,
Yes.
Linda, thank you as my friend, as my cousin, as a fellow entrepreneur, as someone who I knew would have great information and insights to share. I want to thank you for being a guest and pouring into all of us today. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Joyce. I really appreciate it. Love you so much.
Love you more, cousin. And with that, I want to also thank you, listeners, for tuning in today because without you, I could not do what it is that I do. So until next time, go forward and create the life that you desire and deserve. And remember, you can do so at any age. Let's continue to transition, transform, and thrive together.